Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be testing out Horizon Zero Dawn on the ASUS TUF A15 gaming laptop with an RTX 4060, 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM and a Ryzen 7. I have all the CPUs out, the RAM, everything, so you can see the performance for each and every setting. We're going to start off low here, then we'll gradually bring up to medium, high, and then obviously ultra. So what you're seeing right now is low, and to be honest, it doesn't look that great. You could probably tell yourself it's probably not the best way to play the game unless you really need high FPS, which I think honestly for a game like this you don't need 144 frames or 120. Like anywhere between 60 and 90 I'd say is quite playable. I would prefer to go for the higher quality settings in my opinion, but that's completely up to you. But I just think the game doesn't really look as good as it should. This is a very pretty good looking game that you would want to play in the higher settings to really get immersed into the game. It's kind of the way the game is meant to be played. Like this is worse than the PS4 version. So in a second now we are going to turn to medium. Here's medium, and as you can see, there's a huge difference. Like you can see all like the grass and everything's waving way more. There's a lot more quality. The vegetation is a lot better. No, it looks so much better. Lighting's way nicer. The game this is probably what I would say the PS4 version was more like. We are running in 1080p, but I'd say this is kind of the way the game was meant to be played, so you could play it like this, and you are still getting around 115, 110 FPS, which is extremely playable, but you have to remember, I am recording this, so it's also going to take down some FPS, so if you were playing this without OBS in the background recording, taking up CPU and GPU power, you probably would get an extra 5 to 10 FPS, so just remember that if ever you see a video being recorded, and you see in like the 50s, it's like, well actually if you're playing this you would have to be getting into the 60s. So now this is high, and high blew me away, to be honest. I wasn't sure what to expect, but so far high really looks incredible. Like this game is, I think it's a couple of years old now. I think it came out in like, what, 2018? So I actually just had a look there, and the game actually came out back in 2017, but then re-released on PC in 2020, which I'm actually quite surprised. I did think the game came out a little bit later. I thought it was like 2018 and released like 2 years ago, but I guess time's flying. But so far, high settings, easily over 100 FPS, sometimes hitting into the 90s real quick, but then you're back up straight into 100 FPS. I don't even know why I was attacking that pig, but here we go. It's actually a boar. But no, seriously, the game is running outstandingly. Another game that just runs insanely well on the ASUS stuff. So guys, in a second now, we are going to put the game to Ultra, and honestly, be aware, this game runs stupidly well. I didn't know what to expect, but when I first saw the frames, I could not believe it, to be honest, and this is not me joking or taking the piss, this is me being dead serious. I was blown away. Did never expected a game this demanding, this good looking to run that well, but I guess at this point, every game is going to run great on this laptop. It's insane that a game like this, as big as this game is, as much as going on, like all the vegetation, the grass, the rocks, the sky, the artifacts, everything just, and the laptop's just, yeah, this is fine. Like, as you can see, we're still getting around 90 FPS, which, in my opinion, for a game that's like this, an open world, it's perfect. It's all you need. Like, you don't need 120, 144 frames per second in a game like this. You only really need that for, like, an FPS shooter or something like that, where it's very fast-paced. But a game like this, where you're just exploring the world and attacking enemies nice and slow, you don't really need that high FPS. So, playing the game in Ultra and stuff, it's very playable. It's a great experience, and honestly, this is the way I would actually play the game. If you do want over 100 FPS, you could lower a few settings if you really need to, but honestly, in my opinion, that is not needed whatsoever. Guys, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's watched this video. I appreciate you all so much. If you don't mind, if you're new or if you've been here for a while, just like, subscribe, comment below. It helps me out so much. It really does. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.